Ladies and gentlemen, this is a different episode of Unnecessary Roughness. First of all, thank you for clicking, but if you're expecting us to jump around and do high fives, we're not going to do it.
There's going to be no smiling. It's officially the 2022 Hate Week.
So fuck you, fuck your team, fuck her team.
We don't want you to
fuck
subscribe.
your team, fuck my team. Don't subscribe, don't like. You don't really have to watch. It's Hate Week.
Yeah, we hate you.
I really like this shirt.
Thank you. I don't like that one.
Is that Glennie on it?
Wayne Knight. That's Wayne Knight from Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
also,
Park.
he was Newman on Seinfeld.
That is Newman.
Yeah, that's Newman.
I love the Jurassic Park theme that you have going on. You don't like my Tom Brady shirt?
You know where Wayne Knight's from? Cartersville, Georgia.
How would anyone know that?
Hometown of who?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Boom!
All right, who's more famous, Trevor Lawrence or?
Ooh,
That's a good
Newman.
question.
That's a really good question. I would say probably
Trevor Lawrence. I think I got it. Trevor Lawrence is more famous than Wayne Knight, less famous than Newman.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think he's, but he will be more famous than both. But I think right now he's less famous than Newman.
I will tell you, I've watched Seinfeld a million times.
Didn't
Had no
know his
idea
name?
that was Newman's real name.
Yeah.
Newman.
Well, Wayne Knight is sneaky, had a good career. He was in
Jurassic Park.
He was in Space Jam.
He was.
He was.
Yeah.
He sucked in Space Jam.
Yeah, Stan Podolak in Space Jam.
Oh, man, what a flick.
You know who he could have played very well if they really did a Last Dance movie? He could have played what's the GM?
Jerry Krause.
Oh,
Jerry
he could have been
Krause
a great Jerry Krause.
Yeah. I don't know that he was evil enough. He didn't.
He could. I bet he could play evil enough.
Maybe I'm just thinking of a short, kind of fat guy with a curly hair up top.
You. What's your problem with my shirt? What's your beef?
It's nothing but Tom Brady.
I know. It's
I don't like
awesome.
Tom Brady.
It's awesome. I wore this in a NFL commercial today. Well, Chevy,
By the way,
Chevy commercial.
Some weird things going on with him. Just going away for 2 weeks.
He
Where's
can
he
do
going?
it.
Yeah, he's a weird guy, and he never gets credit.
I reached
for being
out to
this weird.
some sources too, and it's like
Also,
really close.
Can I stop you right there? This is a college football podcast. Tom Brady was terrible in college. We should really never talk about
You
it.
He
brought
was
him
fine.
up.
No, he was fine in college.
You also brought him up.
His final year, he was fine. If you're gonna dick ride Vince Young like you do, we got to talk about Tom Brady.
They're not in the same. Vince Young won a national championship.
Yeah, but Vince Young wasn't amazing until his senior year.
Absolutely, his junior year, because it went. Absolutely not true. Vince Young was fantastic as a sophomore, and the Rose Bowl his sophomore year was his national coming out party. You're wrong.
Jack,
you're
I'm on
wrong.
your-
He's wrong.
I like any type of Tom Brady propo here.
What?
I just started.
What was the word?
It's the
Propo?
Well, it's from Hunger Games. I just watched Hunger Games again.
Vince Young's sophomore year, 12 touchdowns, 11
Let me see
interceptions.
that. Let me see that.
Brandon,
His rushing was probably
listen,
great.
His
And
junior
he
year
did have a
was
great Rose
insane.
Bowl.
Don't
you're
you
right.
fucking touch me.
I didn't.
Don't you fucking touch me.
No one touched you. You touched
Don't
yourself.
you touch me.
You touched yourself.
You don't know that. Have you?
Also,
He's
you
married.
never-
He's married. He
Well,
doesn't
yeah, I was
touch
about to say,
himself.
in marriage, you don't touch yourself.
Oh God. Whew. that clip today was she saying when marriage masturbation goes out the window it triples.
When you were not in the room, we were talking about it. I was like, I've never heard that before. I thought that was when the most masturbation happened.
Why don't you pay it? Back up.
No, you're fine.
What is something in the room today? Is it?
I know what it
is. Is it dislike or something? Is it
spicy?
Is it angst? What's
No.
in the, what's in the room? What?
Hate.
Is that why you wore that stupid ass shirt?
No, I wore
looking
this,
in the fucking camera.
No.
Oh, she did something today.
What'd she do today?
the Chevy commercial.
Yeah. That's why she has makeup on. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen her outside of work. She always has a lot of makeup.
I do not. I barely wear makeup when I come in
Yeah,
here.
that
Today I have I
She was
shot a
here.
commercial
What's her
today. Carrie.
Yeah, she was here.
Yeah.
Like good old times.
They start again soon, Jack.
Yes.
Just a few weeks.
I'm not. Don't you touch me. I'm not feeling it. All right, let's go ahead and start the show.
You have to feel it.
I think I got an idea of how I can feel it. All right, let's start the show. Would y'all be mad if I had to pee?
No, just go pee.
I just relax.
Pee in your pants.
Hi, welcome to Unnecessary Roughness, Barstool's college football podcast, brought to you by... High Noon Hard Seltzer. Look at it. The pool pack. Lime, guava, kiwi. Although summer's almost over.
Listen, I
So
know
we're going to have to get another pack. We're going to have to the variety pack or the
peach. Just the peach.
Just the peach.
And the lemon mixed together.
Pimmin. Leech.
Ew, not leech. Well, that would be good for you.
Yeah, we could sell some in Starkville.
Yeah, the leech, the High Noon leech.
Doesn't sound
Doesn't
good.
sound
Doesn't sound
appetizing
sexy
at all. I know that I feel like you're on the same page as me. Probably everybody in this room
Probably
is. Well, I think you are. Good. I did see, and I'll let you.
The only page I'm on is.
Stop it. Stop it.
Okay.
Bonk.
All right. Relax.
Bonk.
Relax.
That once this time of year hits, like technically there's a few weeks left of summer, but I don't give a shit. I'm ready for fall. A lot of people want to hold on to every minute of summer they can. I'm ready for football. And you went to the beach last night, or you tried to, and I feel like you're over the summer too.
I'm not over the summer. I'm just over these Jersey beaches. They think their shit doesn't stink. I'm from the South. And
Really?
anybody from the South in here, I got one, I got two. You go to the beach in the South, you know who's charging you to get on the beach? Nobody. You know who's checking your fucking IDs to get on the beach? Nobody. You know who's worried about you on the beach? Nobody. You walk your punk ass out on the beach, you do whatever you're going to do, you leave. You don't have to bother, you don't have to pay, you don't have to do anything. You have to pay for parking some places, but you never have to pay to get on the beach. These Jersey pieces of shit, man.
And they check your coolers and shit too.
They won't let you have food and drink out there.
You pay to sit on sand that God created if you believe in God.
Good. I needed that. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad that happened.
That was nice.
That was on her.
But then you got to pay to get on there, and then you can't even bring in food. Like the best part of being a kid, being on the beach, is like your mom packs the sandwiches and like the snacks and everything, and you got the cooler, so you're in the water forever. Then you come out, and if you're an adult, getting drunk on the beach with High Noon.
My issue was I got there at 5 o'clock, and they said, "Well, we stopped selling tags at 3:30 or 4 o'clock." And I was like, "It's 5 o'clock. The best time to go to the beach is like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the afternoon. That's the best time. The sun's going down a little bit. It's quiet. Everybody's left. That's the best time to go to the beach."
When we were younger, we always would go in the morning, and then like around noon, we'd go back inside because the sun exposure. And my mom and dad would take, they'd be like, "All right, from 12 to 3:30, maybe like take a nap or something," and then we would go out at 3:30, say till the sun went down.
Ladies and gentlemen, third annual, I'm saying.
Third. Feels like more than
we
that.
have, and this was postponed due to the death of my dad and other things. But we have arrived at Hate Week, and unfortunately, hate is the most abundant resource in college football. I've said that often. It's college football is ripe with hate. Every year we get new branches of hate. We get new hate trees. Oklahoma just planted a whole Lincoln Riley hate forest, and they're going and plucking the hate every day and putting it in buckets of hate, and it's wonderful. But I don't know that I'm feeling the hate.
I'm not feeling the hate.
I don't know if I'm feeling hate. I don't know if I'm going to be up to this.
Well, you have to be, because we did promise it, 1, and 2, it is our third annual. There's something about that last weekend of May that usually the hate is abundant, but I need you to hate. And
I need to tap into some hate.
You got to tap in.
I need to. Can I?
Take a timeout.
That's not a timeout.
Touch him.
I'm going to the bullpen, folks.
Want me to go get Mintz?
Go to the bullpen.
Damn, that was.
It's gonna work.
I mean, and that would work. She's not wrong.
Go get Mintz.
Yeah.
Actually?
Yeah, that'll work.
Why'd you close?
Why'd you close that? Why is she mad?
That was.
All right, I need to tap into the
Maybe.
tape before he gets here. Can you just come here? Come here.
Go to the bullpen for
just sit down.
an inning.
Is there anything that you could do right now? This is Travie for the boys. He is our Alabama fan. Hey, Travie for the boys.
Oh my God!
How did he get in here so fast? Was he waiting?
He's right there in the waiting room.
Doing what?
I was sitting in our studio.
Come on, Mike, talking to him, Mike.
I was sitting in the studio trying to do some work because working on my row in the office is not very easy.
He's the only person that has to deal
Can
with Frank.
I ask you a question? What the fuck work do you do in your desk?
That's a good point too. That's fair.
See, it doesn't work.
Look at the hair.
Does he know why he's here?
I have no idea why I'm here.
All right, Mintz,
I
let
did
me-
see John. I'm happy to be here though.
I will tell you. I will give you a little hint of why you're here.
Okay.
So, for the last couple of years, we've had a hate week. Usually, it's at the end of May. Brandon's dad died at the end of May, so we've now postponed it to right now because the season's about to start. So it's officially our hate week, and Brandon didn't feel like he could
Access the hate.
So he asked for you to come in the room.
Okay.
Just the way you said that.
So he needs you to rile up his hate.
Okay. I don't think that's going to be too hard. I mean, Ole Miss just owns Mississippi State and everything now. I mean, we neutered them with the baseball title, have destroyed them in the last couple of egg bowls, and our program has become much more of a real brand. And
No,
that's
you guys own a lot of things, and you have a history of owning things like people.
I love the Mississippi State counteraction to that, like that didn't go on the whole state of Mississippi.
You named your entire university after a slave owner's wife. You still have Confederate flags in the Grove. Those things happen.
Yeah, that is not.
Well, you just gonna lie?
Yale's-
You can't lie. Don't piss on my leg. Tell me it's raining.
Yale's,
You don't have to lie to have friends in here.
Yale's named after like a slave importer.
Shut the fuck up.
I don't know. I'm pretty I'm pretty sensitive to the Confederate flag thing. I think that's showing pretty wildly.
I led the-
I thought Ole Miss did a great job
I
getting
bet you
ahead of
did.
getting ahead of getting rid of Dixie before like 15.
You got rid of it in 2008.
Yeah, but still, it was way 14.
You got rid of it in 2008. You did a good job getting rid of Dixie. You got rid of it 168 years after the war.
Well, hey, at least you got rid of it 10 years. You know, they were proactive about it.
They
Got
were
rid of Colonel Webb.
proactive.
They got rid of Colonel Webb.
Generations of people died before you got rid of it.
No.
I mean,
You
at
were
least.
the opposite of proactive. It was embarrassing.
Well, I have no problem with getting rid of it. I'm glad
I bet
they did.
you don't.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think we all should just get along.
What do you think Ole Miss's record's going to be this year?
I do not see 10 wins happening again.
Well, no fucking shit. They've only done it one time in the
That's
history of
my
the fucking school.
Well, no kidding. That's why I don't see it happening. But I do think, okay, the big thing, Jackson Dart needs to take this job.
What the fuck kind of name is Jackson with Jaxson?
An Ole Miss name.
That's not an Ole Miss name. That's
It's absolutely an Ole Miss name.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like it, but it is very Ole Miss of him.
with the JAX.
Yeah.
Ole Miss usually has like classic name.
You can't spell names. Is that what you're saying?
No, I think
Stop laughing at my jokes and get mad.
Ole Miss 8-4 is what I think.
Do they win the Egg Bowl?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
First of all, you got lucky as fuck to win it last year. You know that. You know, you guys weren't very
Lucky?
good. You weren't very. Oh, what are your titties gonna bounce now? What are we doing? No, you got lucky as hell.
I
You
remember
got
the week before the Egg Bowl, all those dumbass fans tell me Will Rogers is better than Matt Corral.
Will Rogers is better than Matt Corral.
Yeah,
Plus, he's not a fucking felon. He's not a fucking felon.
Oh yeah, but he couldn't throw a pass 10 yards down the
five
field when it's
minutes.
windy and he can't move.
think Will
and
Rogers
Will
wanted to
Rogers
go
got
to Mississippi
exposed
State?
so bad in that Egg Bowl when the weather was bad.
I
He can't throw a pass 10 yards down the field and he can't move.
I don't
He
have
just
a
checked down.
I actually don't have a problem with Matt Corral. I respect him. I like him a lot because he got. I don't know if he got tricked or if it was just the money. He regrets going to Ole Miss like most people do. He's embarrassed about it. He tells people he shouldn't have gone there. So I understand that.
I feel like he got misquoted on that, but look, regardless of that, I mean, the dude left his heart out in the field and led Ole Miss to 10 wins, and when the whole receiving corps was hurt, he can say whatever
10
he wants
wins.
to say. 10-win season, brought a lot to the Rebs, you know.
Don't say Rebs. Nobody outside your stupid ass fan base says Rebs. It's
the
Rebels,
Rebs.
and it's
The Rebs, dude.
The Rebs.
They let the Rebs,
It's a one syllable
they let
word.
the
First
Rebs
of all.
get hot, baby.
All right, that worked. Get out.
No.
Remember when he fired the baseball coach in the middle of the season?
Oh yeah, remember when you blogged about firing the
We can
coach?
talk about that.
I don't really care to talk about it, but you did have a blog firing the coach, and
I
then,
did. We
then
were
you
1 and
sucked
8.
his
Ole
dick
Miss
2 months later.
Ole Miss is 1 and 8 in the SEC. I did say
Yeah.
I say some things I regret.
I do too.
He also fired Mike Leach multiple times last season.
That's not the same. I didn't write a blog
You
about
went
it.
natty.
Well,
I fire him in the middle of a game.
Yeah, I wrote a
I
blog.
always, and this is something you say. You say, "Oh, we fired him." I always hire him back before the end of the game.
True,
Yeah.
that is
I
true.
always hire him back before the end of the game.
Did you hire him back after Memphis? Like, that's a legitimate question.
That wasn't his fault.
He wasn't mad about it. He was mad at the refs on that one.
Yeah,
He wasn't mad
that wasn't
no,
his
I
fault.
was,
What about
I was
the
there
Egg
for
Bowl? I don't think you hired him back.
I think I
after
hired
the
him
Bowl.
back. And during the lead up to the bowl game, I probably hired him back.
Okay, all right.
Plus, I had to hire him back because I did the interview. I'm not going to interview a guy that I fired.
Yeah, I don't
You
see.
also
I don't
offered
see
him-
myself getting any Mike Bianco interviews anytime soon. That's
Probably
probably not.
He doesn't like you.
I don't think he. I
He lets
don't
you
know
ride
him
in the
personally.
parade.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that was more the reason that was
Make-A-Wish?
No, it was the Oxford. Well, the mayor of Oxford was more involved with that, but whatever you want to call that.
And y'all's mayor a woman?
Yeah, Robin Tannehill, man, progressive. We're progressive, baby. Women in leadership.
There you go, Mintzy.
Oxford moving forward.
Nothing more progressive than Oxford, Mississippi.
Right.
Damn
Soon,
right.
soon to get rid of Dixie.
Thank you, Mintzy.
2022.
You did your job very
Sit
well.
your ass down. No, we're good. Is there,
Yeah,
any-
Mintzy.
is there anything you could say to make... Shut up! Anything you could say to make me even madder?
We're going 15-0.
I had a very...
Yeah. Don't you remember what you were supposed to say?
Roll Tide.
Don't say it now.
It's delayed, but you know what I'm talking about.
Roll Tide.
I mean, they don't have to say it.
You saying Alabama's going to go 15-0 doesn't stir hate in my heart. I know they're going to go 15-0 or 14-1. I know they're going to be that good. Just looking at your fat face though bothers me.
I don't know if you know that we're going to go 15-0 though, because you picked Ohio State for some crazy reason.
Yeah,
to
because
win the
they're
national
also an elite football team.
remember what we-
There's one other football team that's good in this country, and he gets offended that I talk about them.
Well, I'm just remembering our conversation after Georgia beat us in the national championship. You said that, it's going to be Bama.
Guess what? That was in January. You want me to say something
But
in
I'm talking
January?
about first reaction from right after the game. I asked you the question. I was like,
I didn't know
who's
Ohio
your
State
team?
was going to hire Jim Knowles.
All right, okay.
I didn't know Ohio State. It's going to be Ohio State or Alabama. There's no intrigue here.
I disagree with that one, but two, I'm going to let you have a little bit of salt on
Time.
this.
What do you disagree with?
I think that there are more options that could be in the national championship.
yeah, I
It's
wish
not.
there
I'm
were.
not going to sit here in the middle of August. Now, I think that's pretty safe to say that, but I have a reason why you should hate what he said about being 15-0
Okay.
because he grew up just able to say that and actually mean it.
How old are you?
23.
This is Travis for the boys. He is 23.
Like you think about when you say that. If we ever said that, we'd look at like clowns,
So,
but
say-
he actually means
Last
it.
losing
Saban got-
season was 06.
Shut the fuck up immediately.
what I'm
Saban
saying?
got hired before the 2007 season, so that's 15 years now. So that goes back to when you were 7 years. Your entire life has been Alabama on top.
Yes.
So you can hate
But
him
the
for
first game I ever remember was a loss when we lost to Northern Illinois.
Oh, you poor fucking thing.
But I'm just saying, I do remember the first game that I went to being a loss.
I don't.
It's been an uphill battle for him since, man.
Are you gonna be okay?
Of course.
that. Did you think last year was a rebuilding year?
It was not our best team that we have ever put on the field. So, I mean, it was closer to a rebuilding year than
Alabama
it was
fans
being.
don't deserve Alabama. They don't deserve
Brandon
Alabama.
has said this before.
Alabama fans don't deserve Alabama.
You've used this analogy. It was not a peak year for Alabama. It was in the middle of.
What, did you just write down everything I said?
No, I'm telling what you've said. I'm going off your words, your
I love
playbook.
it.
You wrote down everything I said just
No.
to use it back against me? I guess why I say a lot of things.
Why?
He does say a lot of things.
I'm just saying that it was closer to a rebuilding year than it was us being fully loaded. This is us at the strongest. I think you can make an argument. Well, it depends on at the end.
Are
of
you
the
about
year.
to say what I think you're about to say?
As-
Say it. I swear to God, say it. Say it. Swear to
It
God,
might
say
be our
it.
strongest team ever.
Which means you think it's what?
An undefeated national
Which
champion.
means you think it's what?
What? You tell me what you think.
If you think it's the best Alabama team
Ever.
ever,
best team.
what do you think that means?
The best team ever, not just Alabama.
The best team ever?
You guessing? You cheating off her?
I mean, we talked about this the last time I was on. We keep
I take
we
notes.
keep going through this. It's like every single year.
You do
It's
like 15 shows a day.
Right,
it's like every single year
That was
we go
1,000
through it.
shows
It's
ago.
like, oh, this is the best team ever. This is the best team ever. This is the best team ever. I think this has a chance to be the greatest Alabama team ever.
Does it have a chance to be the greatest team in the history of college football?
Yes, if we score 45 points a game and allow an average of like 14 points on defense.
That's unreal. That's unreal. What?
How many did Georgia give up last year? It was like 6.9 in the regular season. Then Alabama scored 38, and then they scored.
I think they ended around
Like
like
13
11,
or-
maybe.
11.
Yeah.
Your defense is good. I don't.
Yeah, I don't know if it's Georgia good, but
Oh
we
no,
have-
no, well, no.
we
Hold
have
on,
a-
no.
we
It's
have
not
a
even close to Georgia
damn
good.
good defense.
It's not even close to Georgia good. Not even close. You got. Listen, you're elite at one position. You're elite at like three positions actually. I'm not.
So are you just going to say we're elite across the board?
I'm not sure the Ricks guy is as elite as you want him to be. For an elite cornerback, him and Derek Stingley sure did give up a lot of fucking passing yards at LSU.
I mean, I'm not high on Stingley either.
I didn't ask if you were.
But you brought up Stingley. I was never high on Stingley.
Is this motherfucker?
You want to know why? You want to know why he's not high on Stingley, right? Because he gave up so many yards to Alabama wide receivers.
Well, what about the guy that played with Stingley that's now on your team? Are you high on him?
Yeah. He's wearing crimson now. I gotta be high on him.
Crimson.
I think he's gonna be good. Him and Kool-Aid are gonna play great together.
Oh yeah, Kool-Aid is supposed to be pretty good.
Also, just
Him, Kool-Aid,
all-time
Brian
nickname.
Branch, Jordan Battleback. It's a great secondary, and then you have the best
I don't
player in the
care.
country.
I don't care.
On defense.
I don't care. Everybody knows Alabama's going to be good. I don't want to hear an Alabama fan list reasons you're going to be good. You don't deserve Alabama to be this good.
I mean, I think we do.
I think we do. No, you don't. You don't. And I don't. All right. Here's what I want you to do, Travi. We're going to call this segment Hate from the Heart, okay? And I'm mad right now. I had the Ole Miss guy, and now I got you spotting this, and I got to pee real bad, so I'm as irritable as I can be, okay?
Thank God.
It's called Hate from the Heart.
Hate from the heart, baby.
You've written down, and you took another tact, but you didn't know.
Well, I also-
This is also Hate Week. This is Hate Week. That means there will be more hate on Thursday.
I need to show you this, though. I only wrote down a few, and then most of it will be from the heart because I stopped doing
Can
it.
I just? I'm not going to say the team. I just want to see this first.
No.
No. Just let me see it. Trust me to have a plan. We're not zooming in because of the camera. This is how much she wrote on the SEC, and this is how much she wrote everywhere else. SEC, everywhere else.
The Big 12 has a few too.
So, Travi, here's what I want you to do.
All right.
Have I introduced Travi yet? Or did
Yeah,
I just
Travi.
start? Travi's for the boys. His name is Sean
So
something.
when you went to Alabama,
It's SHAUN. I made that mistake on Twitter. But
did you tag somebody else?
Huh?
No,
No,
you
I
spelled
spelled
it
it
wrong.
I spelled it. But who gives a shit?
No, I knew who you were talking about.
Yeah.
Hate from the heart.
There are 65 Power 5 teams plus a couple of others. I want you to just at random say a team, and we're just gonna channel
he's
our
picking
hate.
the teams,
We're
all
just gonna
right.
channel our hate, okay?
Nope.
It is hate week.
All right, it's hate week, so
We're hating on
hating from
everybody.
the heart.
Everybody.
The first hate that comes to your mind, and Jack, you can hate too, and God knows I know you can hate.
All right.
I need to stop laughing.
No better team to start with than the one on the plains, Auburn Tigers.
I hate how their boosters run the program. I hate how hot that girl was that Brian Harsin was possibly allegedly fucking. I hate that. Did you see that Zach Calzon? Did you see that TJ Finley's going to be their number one? That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like if they try to go in the SEC, all right. I hate that stupid eagle that we retired last year. And by the way, that eagle was kind of terrible, kind of overrated. That thing would fly into glass. He was not a smart eagle. He was not a smart eagle.
You know what I hate? I hate that they care so much about those fucking trees. They are trees. They are
tradition.
trees.
I hate.
tradition.
I understand, but they're fucking trees.
I hate those dipshit frat boys wearing the orange ties and the blue striped ties and the fucking blue blazers. You're going to a football game. Quit dressing like a fucking asshole.
I really disliked how, like, not hotty toddy, but like almighty they were when all the rumors were coming out about Brian Harsin and that I think her name's Kelsey or something. Guys, if that was Alabama, you guys would have been all over that. Don't play that. Oh, this is a person's like. You can't play that game.
Also, if Saban had been hooking up with a girl
They
that
would've
looked like
been
that,
all over
these
it.
guys would have been like, oh, that's just Queen Kelsey or whatever.
yeah.
That's
Honestly, I would've loved
he's
that.
won 7 national
Yeah,
titles.
Miss,
Let him have a little side piece.
Miss Saban.
Miss Terry's fine
said
with
it's
it.
okay.
Miss Terry's fine with it. I hate the fact that y'all know the first name of your. I can go back to Alabama whenever I want. I can go back to Alabama whenever I want. That's the rule. I hate that y'all called your Saban's wife Miss Terry. Y'all don't fucking know her. You don't know Miss Terry.
She's a
not saying
queen.
we do.
You don't
She's
know
a
her.
Queen.
Also, I'm going to cross sports real quick, but I hate Bruce Pearl and that stupid ass Peacock.
I'll say I hate Gus Malzahn. He was a prick.
He's
to
at
me,
UCF.
but he was at Auburn, so I'll always.
You never told us that he was a prick to you.
Yes, I did.
I think she did.
I said that
Maybe
I
I
would.
should start writing things down.
You probably should. I know he's at UCF. I also fucking hate UCF, so we'll eventually get there, even though they're not in the Power
You
5.
hate uncontrollable cabin fires?
I've been hating them since 2018, but now that Gus Malzahn's there, double hate.
Can you just stop? Will you stop looking bored?
I'm just looking at the teams.
He's trying to figure out where he's going next.
All right, where are we going next?
Another one of Brandon's favorites, Oklahoma.
Oh, fuck. I hate that Oklahoma fans think they are the smartest people on the fucking planet, and they are quite literally the dumbest, most sensitive, insecure fan base on the planet.
Wow.
Pretty good.
Most insecure, you think?
They're so
They are
insecure.
they are
They are so
insecure.
insecure. And I guarantee you, like, what's going to happen? I can tell you what's going to happen right now. They're going to clip out just this small part, and they're going to be like, can you believe they sat there and talked
Yeah.
about us again? It's like we're talking about every single
We did this
team.
for clicks.
We're
Good
doing-
hate.
Yeah, but we're going to do 65 teams, but they will take it, and somebody will put it on the internet and be like, oh, see, they're talking about Oklahoma again. No, fuck you. It's not all about you.
I don't know how Lincoln broke that. I guess when you think you are a
I get why he left.
I guess when you think you're a true blue blood, and you still are that, and they are a blue blood, but you think you're at the very, very top of the sport, and then it turns out you were just a stepping stone to somebody else, that would hurt your feelings. And that's what you are. You're a stepping stone university. Somebody stepped in the middle of the country and jumped to the West Coast where he really wanted to be. He's going to win championships now, and you're stuck with Dabo Part 2.
Pretty good.
All right?
Let's go to Penn State.
I hate what happened with Jerry Sandusky.
That's cheating. You can't
yeah,
just
that
grab
was-
that
I hate
first.
it.
You
I
can't.
hate it.
Everyone hated that.
But if we,
Well,
it's like we
I-
showed up to
hate week.
we showed up to the orchard, and you just went to the lowest branch and said, "All right, I got my apple. I'm
Definitely
gonna
why I hate that apple the most. That's the lowest
There's a
hanging
lot
apple.
of apples. There's a lot of apples on
I'm
this
gonna,
tree.
I'm going to say there's a lot of apples, but I would make the argument that the Jerry Sandusky apple is the most hateable.
That apple pretty much broke the tree. That apple knocked the tree down.
The Joe Pa and Jerry Sandusky apples are pretty hateable. So, yeah.
Well, still people that think Joe Pa might not have known.
I hate that people are so stupid that they think Joe Pa didn't know.
I kind of hate James Franklin a little bit. I think he might be an okay coach, but boy, he sure does like to. He likes to put it out there.
I mean, as Jeff D'Lo would say, he's a used car salesman.
He's a used car salesman. Like he's the kind of guy that I'd walk up to him and I'd be like this, "Hey, coach, how you doing?" And as soon as I shake his hand, I'm like, I don't know about that.
And you know what? I'm going to double down on what you just
Yeah.
said. I hate that when you say, or when I say, or when anyone says they hate James Franklin, there's going to be Penn State fans who are like, no, we love James Franklin. He's an upstanding guy. No, you fucking don't.
They want.
Also,
Fan bases do this, but they do it a lot. Oh, you just got rid of the notebook?
Yeah,
I
what's the
do
point?
have. I think I was waiting to see if you had a take that I'm about to have on Penn State.
Give it to me.
I'm over that they think they invented whiteouts.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm
All right.
so over it.
Yeah.
Because like people will come up to me from Penn State, like people that aren't really big football fans are like, "Did you hear what the whiteout game is this year?" It's like, I don't care, you're playing Minnesota. Like, it's a great environment, don't get me wrong. 108,000 people, but you didn't invent
You didn't
whiteout.
invent them. No,
Like
you didn't invent
basketball, like people have been doing that forever.
High schools do that every
Yeah,
year.
yeah.
And other schools do with other colors.
Yeah.
Like, it's not.
High school.
You're not allowed to hate.
Okay.
Okay.
That was more a comment.
Yeah, he just was. He was
like,
adding color.
He was an
commentary.
add-on, like
Yeah.
amendment.
I guess
I
you just think because
appreciate
you're an
it.
Alabama fan, you just get to talk whenever.
He is right though. High schools do that.
Oh, it's Penn State. Their entire look is a junior high school
That
team,
is really true.
seventh grade football
Also,
team.
a lot of these schools we've already talked about, I'm sick of acting like your jerseys are iconic because you haven't changed them for a century.
Alabama.
I think Alabama's are pretty good.
No, you don't. No, you don't. They're just uniforms. They're just a color. That's all they
They're
are.
iconic with the number.
They're not
like,
iconic. They're just
Penn
good.
State-
They're
I
just
will-
good.
No, but I think that if you look at Alabama's helmet, you're like, okay,
If
there's
that-
at least, but it's
wanna see a good
traditional.
uniform.
If that
Now-
helmet was on Kansas State, you said that's ugly.
but it's not.
But you're saying the school is good. You're not saying the actual. That uniform's ugly. Penn State's uniform's ugly. And
Penn
Michigan's
State's-
helmets
No,
are
get
ugly.
The fuck out
They're
of here.
ugly.
They're not ugly.
They're ugly as fuck.
But Penn State acting like their helmets are so cool. It's just a white helmet.
Like, that's a good.
You know what? You know what Penn State's helmet is? It's what every helmet looks like before that. It's before it's designed.
It's like the Brandon Walker of football helmets. It's too plain. It's too white.
No, you have way more.
You know what
character
it
than
is,
Penn
Brandon?
State's
You know
helmets.
when you played Road to the Glory and you played as a high school quarterback
Yeah.
for like 4 games?
Yeah.
Like
That's what you look like.
that's
Yeah.
Penn
what you
State's helmets look like they need to be like dipped into something.
All right. What's his name? Travi.
This one's for Jack, Michigan State.
Oh.
Yeah, I tell you.
I've already got all. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. It's your hate.
No, I really dislike.
You notice
Also,
he won't
did
say
you
Stop
hate.
right here. Stop right
You
here.
notice he won't say
Big Game
hate.
Boomer did.
I'll talk about big game.
Okay.
Michigan State. Let me just tell you something. This isn't hate. This is just advice. You ain't got to reply to every tweet. You ain't got to reply to every single little tweet. Say, well, what about us? What about Tuck? I put out a top 10. What about us? Well, you ain't fucking there. Sorry, you're not good enough. It's just you guys are the neediest, wantingest.
We put it out
fan base I've
the
seen.
AP Top 25 poll. Katie wrote it out for me. We put it out on Twitter, and then a Michigan State guy replied and said, "Where's Maryland? Since y'all love him so much." Shut up! They love that photo. Like, I think it's the baby. He's wearing like a Michigan State hat. Fuck you guys. Tuck's coming. Oh, Tuck's coming. He's so swaggy. Look at his cigar. Shut up. Nobody. Smoking a cigar is like kind of cool. It's cool every now and then they just send this stupid photo. Tuck's coming. Tuck could be driving a Prius, and they'd be like, "Oh my God, it's so swaggy."
Travis?
That's good. I got nothing to follow that up with.
Let's go to Ohio State. Stay in the Big Ten.
I hate covering up domestic violence.
Why does she get to do this?
It's the easiest thing to hate.
Fair enough. She is a woman, but you don't get to just take the easiest. Okay, all right. Let's break down what I hate about Ohio State. What do I hate about Ohio State?
Their helmets fucking suck, and I know.
I like their helmets better than Michigan's helmets.
Blah blah blah. Michigan sometimes puts stickers. At Ohio State, they give you a sticker for putting on your helmet right. They give you a sticker for putting on your pads.
Because you know why? Because you know why? The helmet looks better with all the stickers on it.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah,
it looks like trash.
Better.
High school helmets have stickers all over them. Give them at least.
Time. Pause. Alabama's helmets are iconic, but Ohio State's are high school?
I don't like the fucking stickers. I hate the stickers. And yes, I know. Everyone will pull up, oh, look, Michigan has them. Michigan, I don't know what they give stickers for, and I know Harbaugh brought it back, but they're on the very back. You can barely see them. And Ohio State has players that have never even sniffed the idea of getting on the field, and they have fucking stickers. For what?
Practice.
She's
But
jealous. She doesn't get a helmet sticker.
Yeah.
No, I got
also
helmet
practice
stickers.
is important.
Please. All my high school boyfriends gave me their helmet stickers.
Oh,
That's so
Relax.
wow. Wow.
Please.
Did you hear?
The only problem is she was 25 at the time.
And she said, "All my."
Right.
Not
Okay.
just one.
What do you hate about Ohio State? You didn't say.
I did. Okay. Ohio State has they have an inability to hear you talk good about anybody else. If I talk good about Alabama, 3 Ohio State fans will show up. Well, you just hate Ohio State. No, I wasn't talking about you at the time. You guys are great. You guys have been awesome. But if we're being honest, this isn't really hate. Ryan Day hasn't really won all that much, has he?
No.
The guy was born on third base, and you know where he's standing right now?
Third base.
Third fucking base.
And he might be in a pickle between second and third
he's
base.
looked towards second more than he's looked home. So
He might be in a pickle.
that ain't hate. That's just saying you guys have a Ferrari, and then you got like little Yoshi in a Mario Kart driving it right now. So let's just kind of be honest. Let's just be honest with ourselves.
I also hate that everyone actually thought Urban Meyer had headaches.
You don't know that he didn't have headaches.
Not headaches.
And
He may have had headaches, but those headaches came for other reasons.
Hiding domestic violence.
All right, Travis, what's my next team?
Let's go to Notre Dame.
Can I just say something? Because you're doing the Alabama surface level bullshit. There's 65 teams up there, and you're just picking the biggest one. You're just picking the biggest one. You're just picking the biggest one. Is it to make your Alabama brain think that
Illinois?
You walked right into
Brett
that one.
Bielema is still fat?
You don't hate a man because he's fat.
No, there's a team up there that will probably be said that he
Well, that's different.
You okay?
yeah.
I don't know what happened, to be honest.
Take-
Yeah, it seemed like
Take
you started crying in the middle of while he was in the bathroom.
Now, this is good. This is a test. How deep can you find the hate? Because it's easy to hate Ohio State and Michigan State and all these other teams.
I'll tell you what I hated about Illinois last year. They won the first game of the year, and I was all excited about it because I happen to be a Brett Bielema fan, and they made me look like fucking assholes because I was like, oh, all on the Illinois train, the Illini, blah, and then they fucking sucked, and they, wow, what's happening to me? Then they just disappeared. Then their fan base just disappeared.
Can I say something?
Have some fucking
Illinois?
pride.
I don't know if this is hate worthy or not. It's just an observation, but what are y'all collecting the worst quarterbacks in the fucking country all of a sudden? You bring in Arthur Sitkowski from Rutgers, and Rutgers is like, bye, we'll pack him. And then Syracuse is up there, well, somebody please take Tommy DeVito. Illinois says, yeah, I'll take him.
Also, don't forget about Peters from Michigan.
The island of misfit quarterbacks over here at Illinois. What are we doing?
And the misfits don't fit together.
No, you know why? They're misfits.
It's like
they're actually bad.
It's like if Moneyball just ended like in May because they were like 10 and 35.
Right, when they were 24 and 42, like, Moneyball's over.
Yep.
So it wasn't a very good movie.
It didn't work.
Travi.
Rutgers.
I hate New Jersey. I fucking hate New Jersey.
Wow. You're so close.
New Jersey does. I mean, New
I
Jersey
just, I mean,
You
what,
could end up living there.
New Jersey's the
Like,
weirdest state in the world.
I could end up living there at some
New
point.
Jersey's the weirdest state in the world because New Jersey has parts where you're like, this is awesome. And then you drive a half a mile and you're in the worst place you've ever been in your life.
Yeah, New Jersey is a fascinating place. I don't hate New Jersey. I want that on the record.
I
do hate Rutgers, though.
I feel like people that live, and you can live in New Jersey, I don't care, but you don't live in Manhattan. It's whenever people are like, oh, we live in New York City. It's like, no, you live in New Jersey.
Privilege.
Maybe. And I'm
Privilege
not saying
alert.
I do exactly what she's saying.
I'm
by
not
the way.
saying it's a bad thing
I know what you're saying.
to live in Jersey,
When I
but
go
I
home,
fucking hate that.
When I go home, people ask, where you living? I live in New York.
See, but
I
then
live
they're
in
like,
Jersey.
where? And then you're like, fuck,
Well, I
then
actually
I'm
live
like,
in
I actually live
Jersey.
in Jersey. Like, no, you don't live in New York.
Let me say something about Rutgers, actually. Rutgers fans, hey, look at me, both of you. Here's the thing. You get mad when Michigan State keep chopping. Well, guess what? You know who else hates that somebody took keep chopping? Every third grade gym class that you stole it from. Keep chopping is something that was going on in this country a long time. This shit right here, I've been chopping wood since I was 8 years old, all right? This is not new. You didn't invent anything. It's a fun little saying that your little coach says, but Michigan State didn't steal it from you. You stole it from everybody else.
You know what else I hate? When you go to Rutgers, have you been to a game at Rutgers?
How do you even know you're in Rutgers? New Jersey's all just one big parking lot.
It's not great, but I hate they're like, oh, this is the birthplace of college football. That's fine. That's actually factually true. Then fucking act like it. It's a disaster. when you
Isn't
go
the
there.
birthplace
It's
of college football
embarrassing.
like in a dorm or like in a building?
It
Like,
says it like like they
I think
have
the student union is sitting on where that
Yeah,
football
that
field
is.
and
was.
it's just like, oh, the birthplace. Well, then fucking have some pride then.
You guys, and I hope you know this, are the luck. Like, we look at winners and losers of conference realignment. Rutgers, you are the luckiest people of conference realignment. Thank God you were situated near one of the biggest cities in the world. And for some reason, Boston College had such a. Sorry, that really rattled me.
Katie said his notes.
Had such a hatred towards UConn for taking over the entire Northeast that they called you guys up. Well, that's wrong because ACC.
How did he turn that into UConn related?
I mean,
But
skill.
Rutgers
It's a
and
skill.
Rutgers fans, the other day when I put you on disappointing teams for the 2022 season, a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you just are so mad, still mad about who was your daddy back in the Big East days." But in the 21st century, since UConn and Rutgers went to the FBS,
It's a skill.
6-6. Both teams have 6 wins. Both teams have 6 losses. You've been pathetic
Jack,
for the Big
it's
Ten.
Rutgers. So what
You've been pathetic
Jack,
for the Big Ten.
It's Rutgers.
You had such a great opportunity. The best thing that ever happened to you was going to the Gator Bowl
Jack,
as a 5-7
It's
team.
Rutgers.
They're a joke.
All right, Travi.
Also, I would like to interrupt this one more time to remind everyone who is listening, we are hating blanketly. This is not pointing out any specific teams. We hate everyone.
Yeah,
today.
we might see all of you soon. By the way, did you take this UConn hoodie off my desk? I didn't say you could have that.
No.
No, we brought the box in here.
You still have yours.
Spider was trying to steal it, by the way. Just everyone
I gave
keep an eye on
Spider
I tried
a
to
hat.
give him stuff and he said no.
I gave him a hat. What's his name?
it. Trappy.
Go.
Cincinnati.
What a. I hate Cincinnati.
Go off, Jack.
Oh, they are on there. Okay. Do you guys? How do I put this? You guys don't matter. Now we have to treat you like you do matter, but you only matter for a year, so I'm not going to treat you like you matter 10 years from now, even though you fucking mattered. I don't know how you hate on Cincinnati right now. Like,
You can't hate on them, but I will say, can I hate on what they did for the argument of putting a G5 team
Also,
in the playoff?
one more thing before you get there. A bearcat just not nearly as scary of an animal as it ought to be. When I say bearcat, that ought to be a badass fucking animal. That's a big pussy. Go.
It's cute, though. Aren't Bearcats pretty cute?
Bearcats shouldn't be cute.
I agree.
If you
I agree.
combine
I agree.
2 animals, you should be fierce. A tiger,
Especially a bear.
a tiger shark. That thing will eat your leg off.
And those things are also scary.
An elephant falcon. I bet that'll be something.
I'm happy that Cincinnati, for the G5, opened up the door that they can be in the college football playoff. But boy, did they fuck it up for the G5. 'Cause I think they did.
I think they honestly played better than Michigan played against Georgia.
Well, they
They
did.
did. Yeah, they did.
And
Michigan.
if Cincinnati, if they,
This is hate week. It's not.
I know,
bad.
but
gotta
if
hate.
they convert, if Desmond Ritter threw that ball on target to, I think their tight end last year.
Yeah.
he ran a slant, they would have actually been in that.
I mean,
game.
don't forget Alabama's offense looked like shit against Cincinnati's defense.
Yeah.
Cincinnati was just as good a football team as Alabama. Yeah, Sauce Gardner was the best player on the field.
Who's like? I'm going to be honest. I keep hearing about this Alabama offense. The wide receiver. Who's their best wide receiver?
Oh, it's the guy from Georgia, probably.
I know.
Yeah. Which we'll hate on them in a minute. But him, and then their running back, they said Georgia Tech's best running back. Now I'm supposed to think he's a Heisman contender? Why?
Fellas. This isn't about Alabama.
No, we will always,
I'm just saying.
always circle back to Alabama.
My point being, we can move on from Cincinnati, is that with great power comes great responsibility. Yes, they played better than Michigan did. However, they had a lot more riding on the G5, being they were the G5 team.
What movie is that from?
Spider-Man.
Travi.
Virginia.
Jake Malasek.
Jake Malasek is the most emblematic person of any college ever. This dude just walks in here. He's got his hair. He doesn't do shit. He just, hey, what's up, man? There's nothing to him. There's no substance. That's Virginia football.
You said he was the hottest guy in the office.
Oh, he's terrific to look at. Just a great-looking little guy.
He does think they're going 12-0.
He thinks they're going 12-0. Don't have an offensive line. They got. And first of all, whose quarterback is left-handed? That's stupid.
Oh,
That's stupid.
Steve Young. Tua.
Yeah, that would.
I don't remember.
I'll be honest. I don't hate.
Tebow.
I don't hate anything about Virginia. I'll be honest. I can't really rile up hate for
Jake
Virginia.
Malasek made them very hateable.
I'm apathetic, which is worse.
Here's what do you call Texas fans? T-sips?
I do not, but yes. people
Whatever.
call them
Why
T-sips,
do they call them T-sips? Because Texas fans think their shit doesn't stink. They think they're better.
No, there's this whole thing with like tea and stuff. They sip tea. They make fun of them because at their
in the state of
games-
Virginia, guess who the T-sips are? Who the button-up polos? The I'm better than you. You kick our ass every year, but I'm better in standing. Virginia fans think that they are better than Virginia Tech fans. Virginia Tech whips the shit out of y'all on an annual basis.
So Virginia, the tea sip thing is they sit in the stadium and sip tea because they're boring. That's what they do.
Also, one more thing about Virginia, and this might bleed over to Virginia Tech too. By the way, that's a big-ass state with a big-ass population. Y'all ought to be better than you are. There's no reason for y'all to be trash every year.
They don't get DC. Like DC football is controlled by like Penn State, Michigan.
Even without DC, Virginia's still a big-ass state. You got Newport News over there.
But there's so much talent in the DC area, and they don't recruit it well.
Travi.
Let's go to Indiana.
Remember last year? Remember this time last year when we were saying, "Hey, Indiana, by the way, you weren't all that good last year, and you're probably going to lose a lot of games." No, we got Michael Penix. We got Tom Allen. We're going to be good. We're going to be good. And might have been the worst Big Ten team of my life.
You know what? You know what I think about? You know what I want to do when I think about Indiana last year?
Yeah.
I want to cry, man.
Yeah,
I was thinking about those guys in there. They worked so hard.
Dude, they were oh God.
God, man.
You just choke up thinking
These guys in the locker room, man. These guys in the locker room.
No one else practices like them.
Nobody works as hard as they do.
Nobody goes to 6 a.m. lifts except all 129 other
Would they go
schools.
2-10? 2-10?
Yeah, they lost to Rutgers by like 31-0 at home.
And told us last year we were wrong. Told us I don't know that we've ever been more right on a team than last year's Indiana.
Or on
a quarterback.
Coach.
They were preseason top 15.
I hate that when he cries, everyone acts like he's the only coach that can't fake emotion. I hate it.
Also, Indiana fans, look me dead in the eye. You take Bobby Knight back tomorrow, and he's an asshole. You're assholes. All right, go.
Also, your basketball program. What a joke, man. What a joke.
I feel like your UConn-ness is really shining through.
Well, like, think about Indiana. Like, they're known for, we're a basketball school. They celebrated getting into a playing game this year. I mean, I get it, but it's like.
They are just kind of like basketball.
Go.
UCLA.
In those sissy blue uniforms. Remember that?
Yeah.
Those sissy blue uniforms. What? I guess we'll do that when we get to. We just sissy blue shirts and go out and get beat by 10.
Another team. I just can't. I can't.
All right.
I can't.
We hired Chip Kelly back for this. We brought Chip when Chip Kelly was in the pros. We're like, oh well, when he gets a college job, it's going to be on. He's gonna take off. He goes to UCLA for this. This is Chip Kelly coming back to college football. Chip Kelly that built Oregon comes back and we get this, whatever this is.
I hate that they're so irrelevant. I will say I hate that UCLA, which is a brand name. Now it's not a huge brand, and I know you hate the word brand, but UCLA is a brand name, and no one fucking cares about them.
You said that Rutgers is the luckiest people in conference realignment.
UCLA.
There's nobody getting a freer ride than UCLA just skipping off to the Big Ten, saying, "Hey boys," poking out from USC shoulder like, "I'm here."
It would be, I don't know California geography well enough, but it would be like if UCLA was located probably like an hour north of LA, and they were like, "Oh, we want to capture the New York City market."
That's true. He's right.
At least UCLA's right there. They play in one of those iconic stadiums.
But they are in the sidecar. Like USC's going to come in a motorcycle, and they're going to be sitting over here like a clown.
Yeah. Well, at least they win some games. They go to bowl games.
And DTR, Dorian Thompson-Robinson's been your quarterback since 1972 and hasn't been good yet.
I'm high on him this year, man.
I'm sure you are.
Yeah, but you get UCLA, you get the Rose Bowl, baby.
The most overrated piece of shit in sports.
It's just not true.
It is true.
It's just not fucking true.
The most overrated piece of shit in sports.
The Rose Bowl.
The Rose Bowl sucks. The Rose Bowl sucks.
So
I was looking.
You've never even been there.
I was reading. Of course, I've never been there. I'm not a hippie. I was reading a book the other day about 90s football. About 90s football, and it was like, 94 Penn State, Nebraska shared the national title. 97 Michigan and Nebraska shared the national title.
Yep.
You remember why? You remember why? Because Rose Bowl wouldn't let a non-Big Ten Pac-12 happen. It wouldn't let it happen. They were standing in the way. The whole reason we got a playoff in BCS because the Rose Bowl just folded their arms and said, nope, we're going to do it our way.
All right.
Fuck you, Rose Bowl.
But at what point do you blame somebody else for letting the Rose Bowl do that?
Fuck you, Rose Bowl.
You said in 94?
Oh, you're victim shaming now? You're victim blaming? Is that what we're doing?
I'm just saying. Somebody's letting the Rose
Remember
Bowl
when
be
she
the
yelled
Rose
at
Bowl.
the people in New Jersey who just wanted to say I'm from New York City, and she's
Remember-
like, no, you can't pay our rent.
Remember when she
price.
called that coach a loser for getting COVID?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
That was unreal.
That was 2 years ago, and I didn't call anybody
Loser of the week. Oh,
Mike Norvell. All right, go.
Florida State.
Oh,
Good
fuck
transition.
Florida State. I am
let her
so sorry that one of your best players, one of the most famous athletes of all time, Deion Sanders, can just take your guy because, I don't know, he's just being a good coach and a good recruiter, and you fucking burn his jerseys, you pussies.
I don't mind that.
Burning jerseys is the biggest loser move ever.
I don't mind that, but here's what
You
Florida.
don't mind burning jerseys?
No,
I think that it's such a loser thing to do.
Oh, it's a loser thing to do, but the very nature of being a college football fan is accepting that sometimes you're a loser.
But nothing that Deion did takes away from what he did at Florida State. Nothing.
That's fine. Anyway, they're doing something now. You can tell how half-hearted Florida State. Every team that hires a coach, every team that has a coach says, all right, well, this year, we're turning the corner this year. Florida State fans will look at you right now and say, this year, man, Jordan Travis, we're going to win 9 games, 10 games, we're going to be back. And it's just the emptiest, most hollow thing because you know they don't believe it. They don't believe in Mike Norvell. They don't like Mike Norvell. They hate who they are right now. They look in the mirror. They're the 40-year-old housewife that looks in the mirror and says, where did my life go? That's what Florida State fans are right now. You're staring in the mirror. Where did my program go? It's fucking gone, and you probably ain't getting it back. You're the Tennessee of the ACC. That's hate week. Oh, boy, that felt good.
Oh, I thought you were ending the episode. I was like, what are you doing?
Texas A&M.
Oh,
let me go first.
how does she get to go first on hate week for Texas A&M?
Because I'm going to get out in front of this.
No, you can't just defuse the bomb.
No. I have something I actually hate. I fucking hate those fake titles on the side of Kyle Field. I hate it. You want to talk about a loser move?
Acknowledge that.
Yeah, he
with
didn't.
him. Yeah,
Do fake titles bother you, Alabama fan? No, they don't at all, do they?
We count them all.
That's your entire. Oh, no shit, you count them all. It's the entire basis of your fraud-ass program.
That's what they pay their recruits.
But at least Alabama has so many, it's like kind of gets lost in the mixture. A&M, Kyle Field, one of the best stadiums in the country, if not the best to me. It said forever, 1 year, 1939. And then all of a sudden, somebody woke up and decided, we're just going to add a few. It's buffoonish. And I'll let you go. You can hate as much as you want. I hate that some of our fans are so hard to defend. I can't even defend being an Aggie sometime because they're so stupid.
God
I love
forbid
everything about A&M.
She can't
everything
defend
else.
being an Aggie.
I love being an Aggie, but
It's
boy,
like-
that's a stupid fan base. Whenever you get one or two people,
hating Texas A&M is like waking up on Christmas morning.
Did you know she worked for Texas?
I didn't. And you hating Texas A&M is like waking up on Christmas morning. And you walk in and there's just this giant box or wrap box in the middle of the floor, and
Right near the tree.
Every time you open a box and there's a gift, there's another box inside. It's just when you hate one thing, just another layer of hate just
fuck
comes out.
you.
There's just so many things to hate.
Fuck
The nut
you.
grabbing, the milkman, the
Mississippi
marching.
wishes they were A&M.
The marching. We're the same program. Sorry,
Okay, you
we're the
keep
same
saying
program.
that.
We're the same program.
Your stadium.
Did I interrupt her hate week? Did I interrupt her hate
That's
week?
fair.
I want to do the program thing again.
I can't do the program thing again, but like you don't wish you had the money A&M does.
Did we enter?
Do
Did
you
I
wish that you
interrupt
had-
you in hate week?
No. Do you wish you had?
But
Kyle
here's the
Field?
thing I want because
Do you wish that
Do I
you
wish
had a
I had
Heisman
what?
Trophy winner? Do you wish that you had the money that A&M
I
has?
wish.
Do you wish that you
I
had
tell
the
you what, if
facilities
I
that
did
you
wish
have?
for
Do you
that,
wish-
I'd also wish for doing something with
I agree,
it, which apparently
but
y'all
I
didn't
agree,
wish
but
for.
I agree, but it's
Can
more
I
than
finish
what-
my hate week?
Fine.
Here's the thing about A&M. There's so many hateable things, but I'm not going to talk about the kissing each other. I'm not going to talk about the
You
nut
hate
grabbing.
kissing?
I'm
Why
not
do you
going to
hate
talk.
kissing?
I'm not going to talk about the
Who hates
milkman.
kissing?
I'm not going to talk about when they basically destroyed the country when they were supposed to have 25,000 people and they had 150,000 in the stands.
Please.
I'm going to talk about Jimbo Fisher's bitch ass. That's
Okay.
who I'm going to talk about.
Oh.
I'm going to talk about Jimbo Fisher going out and buying the best recruiting class in the
Love
country.
it.
Good job for him. Way to go. I don't know how you found 30 great players that want to go 8-4 every year, but congratulations, you did it. And
Money.
right when you had the boot on Saban's neck, right when you had said, you know what, we're going out and doing it, fuck Alabama, you whined like a little bitch and you went back into your flower and said, please, Mr. Saban, don't beat me by 60 in October. Please, I'm sorry I said that. We just want to get along. You little bitch.
I did hate that too. I hated the walk back.
I think we cover Texas A&M pretty good.
Yeah.
I had no idea you hated kissing so much.
Once you get married, it's all out the window.
Apparently not.
Let's do Tennessee.
Oh my God, you're stacking. Have y'all ever met Big T?
Yeah.
That is your quintessential Tennessee fan.
He still wears the polo.
You can. Yeah.
He shows up with the NIL collector.
Now, to be fair, he probably doesn't have a lot of clothes that fit him.
Tennessee
big
fans, and maybe this is a likable quality. Tennessee fans can show up at a stadium, get beat 65-0, and the next morning their message boards be like, "Boy, that's a hell of a goal line stand to keep them out of the 70s." That's how Tennessee fans are. Like, you'll never get Radio Shack back. You'll never shop at Kmart again. You'll never rent a movie from Blockbuster Video. You'll also never watch Tennessee win a national title again. It's just not going to happen. These are things that were in the 90s. That's what Tennessee is now. And that would be fine if you could just accept it. But you guys, you trot out your prison orange and you say, oh, you know, this year's different. Like, you're sucking Josh Heupel's dick. This is embarrassing for you guys. You are sucking Josh Heupel's dick, and you're telling me he's a great coach. And when I hear that, I'm like, well, he must be a good coach. And then you look, the motherfucker went 7-6. 7-6 is reason for a party in Knoxville. You know how embarrassing that is for you guys now? That'd get coaches at Mississippi State fired, and you're celebrating it at Tennessee. Ain't the 90s anymore. Go.
Miami.
That was go for her.
Well, he didn't know. How was he supposed
I
to know?
tagged her.
You usually keep saying go.
I went go.
I feel like you said enough. I also find Tennessee fans being so hateable that they're likable. Like, I look at Big T and I'm, oh, that's cute. He wasn't even born when Peyton Manning played.
Also, Tennessee, if you're going to have a dog mascot, make it be a cuter one than that.
How dare you talk about dogs like that?
He is a beautiful thing.
Smokey is gorgeous and you know it.
Blue tick hound. This one right here made me walk 70 yards so she
It's
could go
true, it's
hug
fact.
Smokey.
And you loved it.
We were standing at more than 70 yards. We were standing at about the 15, and Smokey is in the opposite end zone, the opposite corner, and she says, walk me to Smokey.
Yeah, but also this one, telling this story, loved it because guess where we walked by? The Tennessee student section. And guess who got a lot of attention? Brandon Walker. So he loved every second. He
not
wanted
my
to
fault.
walk back. You even offered to walk back there with me and Silvana.
It's not my fault. I'm super famous.
Well, we were both getting attention, but I was trying to pump up your ego.
Yeah, but yours was about what you were wearing. Sorry. I don't know where to turn the hate off.
That's fair. You
The
know
hate-
what? That's
the
actually
hate-
fair.
The hate faucet's flowing. If somebody gets
I
dripped
can't
on,
be
I'm
mad.
sorry.
You cannot hold anybody accountable for what is said during Hate Week.
59. Okay. Just seeing where we are. We're good. We're
No,
good.
yeah.
Go.
Miami.
I hate that you guys don't pack out your stadium, so you make us look like assholes
I
whenever
hate
we
that
say
you
that.
make us make
like
cases
that.
for you.
Yes.
When your own fan base doesn't care.
I hate that we sit here and we talk about how Miami was one of the coolest programs in, the early 2000s. We talk about it all the time. And then we put out a clip maybe saying that it's the biggest brand in the state of Florida. And they're like, really? No one fucking cares in Miami. And it's like, you guys make us look like clowns.
Also, I don't know how you get away with cheating as much as you did either.
Well,
they cheated a lot.
But they did get kind of.
They got caught, but then, but every year we still go back to the Miami, and I think they're going to go 10-2 this year. I think they're going to be good.
But they did have a stretch there where they were down. Al Golden, they were down.
I loved the turnover chain. I hate what it turned it into.
Well, that's not their fault.
That's not their fault, but I just want to say, I thought it was very cool that they did that, and then you got fucking Tennessee, speaking of having the trash can.
They got turnover tissue boxes.
What are we doing here? Stop it.
The turnover fedora.
Dog collar. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, but it's also kind of sauce.
What's yours?
Duke.
I mean,
Katie probably has things to say.
I was just
apathetic. I mean,
hating
basketball.
Hating Duke is like driving past roadkill and just running over it again. What's the point?
Yeah,
it's already dead.
Yeah.
So Duke's just
it's just a basketball
they exist.
school. I mean,
and they're not even a basketball school anymore. Their last their coach got too old and they kind of suck. And
fuck.
He was pretty good though.
Yeah, 1985.
Insufferable though. Boy.
Insufferable piece of shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
Just the media coverage was insufferable too.
Also,
I'm glad that's over.
Cutcliffe was kind of a sad hound dog for about 10 years. And we kept acting like Cutcliffe was a great coach.
I think it's because he was a nice guy.
He was fine, but
they were just kind of holding on to hope that maybe Arch will come if Cutcliffe stays.
You imagine if the biggest win you have in the last 10 years of the program is beating Duke in a bowl game? That'd be rough.
Was that necessary?
That comeback.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, they had to come back and do it. I forgot about that.
What bowl game were you in that year?
What year? The Liberty Bowl.
And fuck that place.
Oh, we beat the shit out of Rice in that Liberty Bowl.
Oh hell yeah,
we beat the hell out of Rice. Go,
Arkansas.
Oh God!
How much time you got, buddy?
Let wind Brandon up here.
How much time you got?
Wind him up.
All right,
wind him up. Wind his ass up.
Every college football fan base is a cult, right? I've said that.
Yes.
Every fan base is a cult.
Proud of it.
Some are more so than others, like Clemson with Dabo, Texas A&M with just being Texas A&M. Arkansas is the biggest cult of dumbness I've ever seen. I've never seen a group that. Katie, you got to put that phone down. It's throwing me off. I'm sorry. I'm performing for you now and not for the. It's in my own head. Hey, it's in my head. It's not you. It's me.
Can't handle the paparazzi.
No, Arkansas is one of those things. You know where college football fans can't handle good things, and they got to act like it's more. Sam Pittman is a good coach, and you had a good season last year, but you want to act like you're great. You want to act like he's the best. He's a top 5 coach in the country. He's not. A top 10 coach in the country. He's not. He is a pretty good coach. Arkansas is a pretty good program, but that's all you will ever be. And no amount of Walmart money, no amount of stupid hog calls, no amount of fat chicks calling me names on Twitter is going to change that.
Uh-oh. I just needed to say something to make sure that people know that I'm not okay with you.
She supports women.
Yes,
I'm not even hating on Arkansas that bad. Good, decent little program. Nice. It's a good story. They were the worst program in college football for 10 years. Now they got out of it a little bit. I do think they're going to fall on their face because their quarterback's not as good as they want them to be.
I hate, and this isn't just Arkansas, this is any program that does it. I just seem to think Arkansas does it more, or maybe I see it more. If you're counting wins from the 50s and 60s in overall records, grow the fuck up.
Wait.
What do you mean? I'm talking about all-time rivalries.
I guess national championship.
Yeah, no, but I also we haven't won the national championship ever, in my opinion. But I'm saying every time A&M and Arkansas get into it, or Arkansas and anybody really, doesn't matter. It's well, look at the 50s, look at the 60s. Who gives a shit? You weren't alive. Grow up and use, I don't know, in the last few decades.
Also, you know who's impressive? Bobby Petrino for finding an attractive blonde in Arkansas.
Nah, there's some hot girls that go there.
Why didn't you just let that?
I have something to say though.
Fayetteville's also very pretty.
That's a beautiful part of the country.
I do have something to say. You know how pathetic it is to have Jerry Jones and the Waltons on your side? and you
can't do anything.
You can't do anything
That's
with
such a good point.
both of them.
Yeah.
Jerry,
So much money. So
much money, and it's like pulling teeth to go.
Yeah.
Whatever they want last 9-4.
I hate the
10-3.
hog call.
Of course you hate the hog call. You're a regular human being.
I hate it.
Travi.
Texas.
Well, I tell you what, though. I mean, Texas is back. So it's hard to
See,
hate on
you know
Texas.
what I fucking hate? I fucking hate
So
that
hot.
you're all of a sudden, they do, and Austin's awesome. I hate that you're all of a sudden like thinking that you're like revolutionary for liking Texas in my
I'll tell
face.
you
Like
who's-
literally that's my entire
I'll tell you
life.
who's legendary. Vince Young. Vince Young greater than Johnny. I can tell you that.
I can't. I mean, yes, he won a national title, but what I hate, and this isn't Texas' fault. This is your fucking fault. That like you think that you're the first person ever that's rubbed Texas in my face. Like, welcome to my life being on this planet. Welcome to my life as a kid. Like literally, it's like you talk about low hanging fruit. Like rubbing Texas in my face is literally like it's not even an insult anymore. It's just pathetic.
Do you want some actual hate, an actual insult here?
Yes.
What Jack just said of Arkansas is true times 100 at Texas. Imagine going out in the world and saying, we got the best passion for football, we got the best high school football, we got the best stadiums, we got everything right in our backyard, and we have more money than anybody, we got our own network, and going out and going 4-8 and losing to fucking Kansas. You've got everything. You weren't even born on third base. You were born with a foot hovering over home plate, and you've gone backwards for fucking a decade and a half. It's embarrassing that Texas is where they are. I do think they're going to be back, but if you have great facilities, great money, great this, great, you almost got to try to be bad, and guess what? Y'all succeeded. Y'all fucking suck. There. That feel good?
Yes, that felt good. Thank you.
Still better than A&M.
You fuck yourself. And also, again,
Fuck yourself.
find a new slant. Let me use some Barstool slang for you. Find a new slant. If you think you're insulting me with Texas, you're crazy. Like, that's all I've heard my entire
Travis.
life.
You know what you should have mentioned?
What?
You know what you hate the most about Texas? They keep bringing up that clip from 2018.
My God. But see, you know what? I told Katie this. The clip from 2018 tough. First of all, like if I could go back to that, I would tell Dave and Dan to go fuck themselves, but I was pretty much brand new at that point.
Yeah.
But Aggie fans made me more mad about that clip than anything because there were Aggie fans that were like, how do you not come off of a 5-7 season in Texas? Not like, read the fucking date. It was 2018, my guys. Like they came off of beating Georgia in the Sugar Bowl and went 10-2 or 10-4 that year. But that's beside the point. Like, you talk about how much people hate the big brother, little brother thing. I was going to say this about Michigan State. Michigan State embodies little brother to me. They actually play the little brother role. Texas thinks they invented the big brother role. You didn't.
All right. Travi, go.
UGA.
I hate the way they care about those fucking hedges.
Did y'all see?
Oh, boy, they're
Did y'all see
bushes.
somebody?
They're bushes.
I don't think it was my boy Big Game Boomer, but somebody did a top 10. That was you. Was that you?
That was you.
You did a top 10
Not me.
stadiums.
We've talked about this. It was not me.
We put out a top 10 stadiums graphic with Sanford Stadium at number 1 in the country. It's barely top 10 in the SEC.
That was him.
It's a library. You put out a
Collective
graphic
group.
with Sanford Stadium number 1. That is
It's so boring there.
It's so boring. It is.
There it is.
Boring.
Did we put that out?
And Wolverine Stadium just doesn't exist.
No, it's Michigan Stadium. We put that out.
Where's the red?
With Sanford Stadium, it's a library in there. It doesn't compare to
It's
LSU
so
or
quiet.
Florida or Tennessee or
Crownfield.
Alabama.
Or Michigan or
There's no Death
Ohio
Valley.
State.
They got the
or
fucking
Penn
national
State.
champs. That's fine. But their stadium is absolute. It's a fucking classroom.
And then they cry about bushes. That's
just-
the best thing about that stadium is fucking hedges, shrubs.
Also, Georgia fans, you also are one that can't just enjoy success. You're the national champs. Wear it around. You got to act like I'm supposed to tell you that you're going to be elite this year. I'm not going to hold your hand and pet you and say, oh, guess what? You're Alabama now. Alabama's Alabama because they did it 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You got to do it again. You got to do it again with a dumb coach and a bad quarterback. Sorry.
Does Donald? Y'all never been to Donald W. in his shows? What's Donald W? Does that
Donald
mean
W. Reynolds. That's Arkansas.
That's
Donald W.
Arkansas.
Reynolds Stadium.
Oh,
That's,
my God.
Yeah.
It's Arkansas.
Who is that? Bruce Punk?
I'm surprised you knew how to spell Donald. Go.
NC State.
Katie, would you like to say something? Yep. Katie's
Go to
excited for this one.
Travis. No, go to Travis, actually. I don't know if that's actually on. Go to 5.
Come to Travis.
Just come to Travis.
Too many people in the room today. In a
Yeah.
good way. It's hate week.
I don't know why I kept Travi in here, but his face makes me hate, and her face doesn't make me hate.
I will say for Casey about them cry about bushes. A lot of men cry about bushes.
Facts.
Sorry, I've been sitting on that one. NC State.
Literally.
Can't be
That was
mad
good.
about
That
one.
was good. She doesn't have a bush, I don't think.
No.
Okay, relax.
Hi,
Her
Mom.
dad's
Hi,
watching.
Dad.
Yes, hello.
Well, I don't know if she does.
Just relax.
Okay.
NC State.
They're just so like there's no word. It's just motherfuckers. They make you so mad. I remember the first time I started being a viceroy, the NC State viceroy just fucking made me hate him, hate everyone, hate the fan base. They just don't know when to stop.
Can I say something? 1994, Mississippi State went to the Peach Bowl. I've been to many bowl games. I've heard of people who went to many bowl games. The only time Mississippi State fans ever came back and said that was the rudest fucking fan base I've ever encountered was when they played NC State in a bowl game. I don't know what it was.
Really?
NC State fans were assholes.
Well, I can believe that, but like
Assholes.
that's the only fan base that they said.
We know our
Right.
conference.
Right.
But when you go out and there's always these message board posts, they were really classy. Because you beat them by 3 touchdowns, or they were really rude to us because they beat you. But NC State fans are assholes.
They just
They're the Walmart brand of North Carolina.
not even that. They're like the AN, not the AN. Like
That like the fucking ricochet shot.
okay.
Also,
No, it's-
Katie's all of a sudden decided that she loves Texas as a brand. She put them as number 1.
I think they're a national fantastic brand.
They are.
Not the team, the brand, but not they're the farm school. That is it. People say moo you.
We need
I
the
don't
farmers, though.
Yeah, you need us.
understand.
You're talking to 2 farm schools.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm
farmers.
saying compared to
Over
the state,
Oh, you're elitist Carolina
Elitist.
blue
we're
bullshit.
Yeah.
smarter.
All right, thank you, Katie. Travis, get back over here and stir up my hate.
She just talks shit about farm schools.
She talks shit about all of us.
We need farm
She
schools.
just came in here.
We
throwing
need the
haymakers.
farmers.
We need the farmers.
God created a farmer.
Yeah.
Remember that
And
Paul
you know
Harvey
who's taking
commercial?
them down? New World Order.
I'm not going to eat the Bucks.
Yeah. Ain't no way.
The Florida Gators.
The swamp fucking sucks. The swamp sucks.
Whoa.
I understand it's iconic. I get it. When we had our friend Josh Prey on last week and he was talking about it's the best stadium because you're close to the field, who gives a fuck?
Okay.
The hot take right here. Hot take. I'll let you have it, but
It's loud. It's great.
yeah.
The chomping, cool. It's like they act as if no other stadium comes
Okay,
close
fair enough.
because they're not as close to the field.
tell you what, Florida-
It is hot as shit. Like you want to talk about boob sweat? All you have to do is think about going to the swamp.
I didn't want to talk about boob
I
sweat.
know.
I didn't want to talk
swamp ass or whatever is y'all's equivalent.
sure.
You just think about going there, and it's like, yeah, okay, your colors, fine, they're cool. The swamp, cool. Like they act as if it's the only stadium on the planet that matters. It's really not that great.
Are they the most out of touch university there is? Remember when they did the Gator uniforms a few years ago?
Those
it seems
were-
like about once every couple of years they'll
the
do something.
scales.
They'll do something that's just embarrassing. They had the scales uniforms. And,
Well,
Mm-hmm.
they once had a coach possibly fuck a shark.
And then they acted as if like it was horrible to
Well, it's
say
our
it,
fault.
but-
Yeah.
But don't get, the Gator Chomp is very cool. You're not the only place that does cool shit in your stadium. It doesn't just all of a sudden.
I tell you what though, they got a little Texas in them. You know how Texas just can't handle this.
They can't do it. You can't do it in their face.
Florida can't handle this in their face. They can't handle that in their
they'll
face.
do it in people's faces. It's like you guys are so soft, and I didn't realize how much I hated
Yeah.
the Florida delusion until Josh was back here, and I told him
Yeah.
this at like. Maybe it was during the episode. Like him hating on Tim Tebow. You're a fucking Florida fan, and you're not even like Tim Tebow. Like, what are you talking about?
Nothing like going to Gainesville and just getting done this by a 70-year-old fat woman with arm fat flapping in the
I
wind.
don't know why we had to go there.
Y'all
again.
don't go there.
You know,
How come
hey,
I can't say fat?
I just have to cover my ass. You know who did go there though?
Who?
Laura Rutledge. So
I don't know who that is.
Aaron Andrews.
Travi, thank you. Aaron Andrews did, yeah, that is true.
I'm sure Laura Rutledge is true too.
No, but I forgot about Aaron.
How could you forget about that?
Clemson.
Brandon.
There's a lot of hateable teams in this world.
I hate The Rock.
The biggest. Wow, he's the best actor. He's
No,
the biggest
no.
actor in Hollywood.
That was a Phil Dunphy joke.
Yeah, okay.
The Rock is way overrated. Like I'm all for college traditions, and I know that A&M has a bunch of hateable
Casey?
ones. The Rock is fucking.
We went to
stupid.
Clemson in 2019, and we went the Friday night. We went. Me and Dan went, and I said, I want to go see The Rock. And you can't get right to it, but you can get close. And I was like, no, I want to see The Rock. I want to see The Rock that they touch. And I was looking at it. It's just sitting there. That's it. And then the run down the hill. The run down the hill would be cool if they did it as a team instead of making it a Dabo pet project that 70,000 people in orange clap for a guy running down the hill. That's the biggest cult in college football. And
I love the rundown. I think the rundown's awesome, but it's so anticlimactic looking at that fucking rock.
Yeah, and I don't know what it's going to be after Dabo goes to Alabama. I don't know if it's going to collapse. I don't know if it will. I don't know what.
I don't want him at Bama.
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Shit.
Shut the fuck up. They're called, and he's a fake ass bullshit artist. But he's the second best coach in the country, and yes, you do want every Alabama fan is just banking on getting him. Who the fuck would you get that's not Dabo?
I'd want Lane Kiffin.
I want Lane Kiffin. You would want Lane Kiffin.
I don't want Dabo.
Of course you want Dabo. Don't be acting like
just because
the second best coach is below us.
Just because he played for us doesn't mean he's a shoe-in to be our coach.
Why would you rather
I'll
have
bet
Lane
you
Kiffin?
$1,000 he's the first offer that Alabama makes whenever.
Well, I don't want to bet $1,000.
Of course you don't.
But
he's won national titles.
I know he has, but
He's beat your ass to do it.
I know. We'll see what happens this year.
You're better than them this year.
I know. I just want to see how they perform. They have some expectations to fulfill this year.
That is true.
Big
No, they
time.
got to bounce back.
No,
I like
that's
it.
what I'm saying. I was like, if you have 2 back-to-back years, I mean,
I like it on record that I would take Dabo Swinney.
Listen.
I like that very much on record.
I make fun of Clemson's cult. If Dabo said, you know what, my heart's really in Starkville, I'd be pouring maroon Kool-Aid and passing it out everywhere. I would be the biggest cult member.
You'd be doing the gritty.
All shucks. A little old program like us, I'm so happy.
I would take Dabo in a heartbeat.
All right, go.
Virginia Tech.
What happened to y'all? What happened? Where'd it go wrong? Right, you used to have Frank Beamer and the thing going
Beamer
on.
ball.
And
Loved
Beamer
Beamer
ball,
ball.
and you were doing, I know these fun, exciting players, Michael Vick into the next guy, and the next guy, and the next guy, and now you've just been for like 5 years. It's just, you say Virginia Tech over the last 5 years, what comes to your mind?
Inner Sandman, that's it.
Nothing.
No, Inner
but,
Sandman.
Don't worry about that.
Okay.
When the game starts, what do you think
Nothing.
of Virginia?
Nothing. That's my point
There's
is-
nothing that's sexy about that program
The
anymore.
only time they go viral or they're like a moment on social media is because of Inner Sandman. That's it.
Also, I-81 in Virginia fucking sucks, and I hate it. And I had to drive 16 hours this week. She wants me to drive 17 hours. I-81 from Bristol, Virginia, up until you leave into wherever other state, it's the worst. And you ride right by Blacksburg.
What did I do?
You made me drive 17 hours once.
I did not make you do anything.
You went behind my back and created a bet.
I can't do this again. I honestly.
Am I saying facts or falsehoods?
I would have had to do it too.
Am I saying facts or falsehoods? No, you wouldn't have, because I didn't go behind your back to create the bet. I was going to have.
That was a different year.
No, it wasn't. No. That was the year. You went behind my back and created the bet, and I had to drive 17 hours.
I went behind your back and created a bet, not the bet. That was
That
Dave,
bet.
That I know, but Dave and Dan came up with that. I didn't suggest.
But you
that.
went behind my back to facilitate.
I thought it would be good content.
Yeah,
was.
but me driving 17 hours.
It was good content.
Thank you, Jack.
Go.
TCU.
Boy, you fucks. And this is the thing. TCU has had some good years, okay?
Yeah.
That's fair. But when they have those good years, they act like they are the best team in Texas. And I'm not just standing up for my school. I'm standing up for the University of Texas too. I'm standing up for Texas Tech. I'm standing up for Baylor. I'm standing up for everyone else. TCU is not the best football team in the state of Texas by a large margin in history. It's just not. And all my idiot friends that I went to high school with went and had 1 year in a fraternity and just forgot about sports because they had 1 year. The Dallas-Fort Worth was painted purple because they had one good season. Get the fuck out of here. Like, play with the big boys for once.
Travi.
Houston.
I mean, they're just
Such
new.
Johnny come lately to hate. Like I gotta spend time hating Houston now. They haven't entered the Power 5 yet.
All right, LSU.
This is the Houston of the SEC.
Why are they the
There's
Houston
so
Rockets?
many things to like about LSU. So many things.
I hate how everyone makes it seem like they make it seem like you have to like LSU. If you don't like LSU, there's something wrong with you.
I hate
and I
stealing from
really
children.
hate that frame of thinking on anything.
But I was about to throw it back. 1 year ago on this, I would say I hate the fact that you guys will take a bullet for Ed Orgeron, and the second he's not good enough, you're going to throw him out with the bathwater. Well, guess what you did? 2 years after he won a national title, you assholes throw him out. Just chunk him for Brian Kelly's punk ass, for a guy that is doing fine at Notre Dame, for a guy that's going to come down there and look you in the eye and try to talk like this. That's who you're trusting your program to? That's what you think of LSU football? You won 3 national titles with 3 coaches the last 20 years, and now you want to get talked down to by some fucking Yankee? That's what you've done, LSU. You've done that.
All right, that's
Just to continue my theme, I do hate stealing from children's hospitals.
They didn't steal from children's hospitals.
Oh, excuse me. They money laundered.
They just funneled. They
Yes.
funneled. Yeah, they laundered.
Yeah, the money never got to the children's hospital.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They stole from the fund.
They laundered
Right.
it through
They
the money.
laundered it.
They
Yeah.
intercepted it.
Yeah, for football.
By the way, I know it's hate week, but an announcement for Miles Brennan retiring from football. You could have told me he retired from football 5 years ago. I'd have been fine. This is a guy. There's never been anybody with his name in college football circles more having earned it less than Miles Brennan. The guy never mattered. He never started a game that mattered. He never did. All Miles Brennan was somebody to put on the poster in August and somebody to get replaced in September for LSU fans. That's all Miles Brennan was.
And the next guy. He was always the next guy.
Always the next guy.
Miles Brennan, the next guy.
Go.
Baylor.
Boy, I mean,
I don't mind Baylor. I think they're an upstanding program.
I hate hiding rape.
I mean, that's.
I would say I hate
good
hiding
point.
sexual assaults. I hate that they are a private university, so they didn't have public records, so they were able to hide it even better. I hate that there are people out there that are like, well, the coaches didn't know. Newsflash for anybody at any program, at any school, I don't care who you are, your coach fucking knows what's going on. Your coach is very well aware of what's happening within the athletic program and within his own team. So all you Art Briles stands out there, you're disgusting.
One more thing. I hate Chip.
And I hate Waco.
I don't
Waco
like Chip.
is a shithole.
Chip just getting bossed around by Joanna all the time, setting an impossibly high bar for the rest of us husbands. You can't just go in and tear a house up and make it beautiful just because your wife said so. That takes years. I can't fucking do that.
Also, it's not really hard to do that in Waco.
Travi.
Wisconsin.
I have nothing bad to say about Wisconsin.
I just think it's funny. You know what? I'm going to be honest. They're not your school. I hate how much you act like you like Wisconsin.
I love Madison.
I don't like. No, you don't. You've
Yes,
been
I
to
do.
Madison once.
Yeah, and I loved it.
I
Madison's
hate
fine.
how Casey's from Texas and fell in love with the Big Ten and Northeast cities.
Because I'll be honest. I mean,
Fuck the Big Ten. Fuck Wisconsin.
Listen, I had
What about
20,000
your
white
blood?
kids jumping up and down because they're playing a song. That's not fun.
That
What about
was
your
very fun.
What about your blood?
My blood loves Texas A&M first and foremost.
You literally bleed maroon.
Yeah, I literally do. So do you, and so does everybody in this room. The reason that I have said this a million times, I fucking hate hot weather. I hate it. I hate it. I know that it's my blood. Whatever. Don't give a shit. I will also say I never got to go to Big Ten games growing up. I think the Big Ten doesn't get enough love because everybody's like, oh,
The Big Ten gets more love than anybody. They get plenty of love.
No, they don't.
They get plenty of love.
I mean,
how
Brandon,
many national titles Big Ten won in the last 30 years? Like 1.5? Like they get more love than they ought to.
Okay, you want me to say something that I hate about Wisconsin? I hate that they're so nice in Wisconsin because you know that not everybody's so nice. It's fake nice. It's fake nice. It's fake nice. Midwest fake nice.
I love cheese curds.
Oh, they're so fucking good.
Go.
Oklahoma State.
I'm kind of over Mike Gundy.
I was about to say, like, I hate Mike Gundy's, like, his whole I'm a man, I'm 40 thing was literally, like, over a decade
Yeah,
ago.
he's
and
like
it's
54 now.
I hate mullets.
He's 54.
I do. I hate
What do
mullets.
I hate about Oklahoma State? They're
I hate that they have an opportunity every year to, like, make it interesting in the Big 12 and they
Yeah.
never can fucking do it.
I'm going to say something.
Okay?
I don't like that color combination.
I don't hate that take.
Orange and black, I just...
It is a little weird.
It's
Yeah.
it's kind of like, you know, when you're driving on a long road trip in the middle of nowhere and you see like a random gas station that's like, that's the color combination you
Yes,
see.
you're right. And it's a bad gas station. You're
Yeah.
like, if you see that gas station, you're like, well, how far until the BP?
Right.
How far until the next one?
Yeah, you're like, how can I wait to go pee?
Yeah,
Can I wait
you're
to
not
get a
stopping
drink?
there.
Like that's like the ugly colors that you're just like.
I hate
eh.
how many times I've believed in you and you've let me down. And I know Oklahoma State fans are going to back me up on that because God knows they've believed in them. But so many times I thought you were going to take that next step, and every time it feels like I really believe in you, you fall apart.
All right, guys, let's
And last but not least, I hate that Mike Gundy is trying to take a playbook out of all the rivalries in the past that he's saying they're not going to play Oklahoma. Like, get the fuck over yourself.
All right, rapid fire. We're not rapid fire, but let's keep it moving. Go.
Oregon.
Nike. I'm over it. I mean, I would say it too, but like, if you have Nike, you talk about Jerry Jones and the Waltons. If you have Nike money and you are the Nike school, like, be better.
Also, you just found out that you're not one of the swinging dicks in the Pac-12, and I know it hurts, but shut the fuck up about it. Listen, USC and UCLA have hitched a ride somewhere else. Either buck up and become the leader in the Pac-12, or suck somebody off and go somewhere else. Whatever, just shut up. I don't want to hear about it. Go.
Louisville.
You know how bad you got to be an afterthought to Kentucky? You know how bad you got to be the second program in the state of Kentucky? You had a Heisman winner 6 years ago, and it's still like you don't even matter. Your own coach is dying to get out of town at all times.
And you had Lamar Jackson, and it was a waste because the rest of the team stunk. He should have won a national title.
Go.
He was that good.
Vandy.
I hate that you get to claim Nashville. Nashville is one of the coolest cities in the country, and your team fucking stinks. Now, I understand it's baseball, but I hate that. I hate that, like, Vanderbilt's like, oh, well, we talk about best SEC towns. Like, we've got Nashville.
This is a good take.
Like, I fucking hate that.
So, Georgia gets Athens. Wisconsin gets Madison.
Tuscaloosa.
Texas gets Austin. All these make sense. And Nashville, one of the best cities in the country and one of the most fun cities, they have Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt, and I love a good college town. Like, college towns that are everything about the school is great.
Yeah.
But like, Nashville is not just like a city. Nashville's one of the coolest cities, and you get Vanderbilt football, and you get to be like, well, if you come to play at Vanderbilt and you play football, you get to live in Nashville. You still deserve that.
Nashville getting represented by Vanderbilt is like if we did a hottest people of Barstool calendar and they put me on the cover.
Well, you would demand being on the cover.
Oh, I would.
You would.
I would, but the analogy works.
Yeah. Well.
Go.
Colorado.
I hate that you are in one of the coolest places in the country and no one gives a shit
You
about
just copied that. That's the same one from the last one.
No, it's not.
Plagiarism.
No, it's
You know
not.
how
I'm
they
saying
Plagiarized herself.
You know that's the thing in colleges.
No, it's the opposite. Like, Boulder is, my sister lived in Boulder, so I'd been there a lot. But here's the thing. You know how cool it would be if Colorado actually mattered?
Yeah.
And as a college football fan and or people that work in that industry, be like,
You know what? You're
we
right.
We get to go to Boulder.
You know what? You're right. They have so many cool things. They have a fucking buffalo running on the sidelines, and it's the most amazing thing. But because they suck so much,
It's a waste.
It's
It's
Have
a
you
waste.
seen some of the photos from higher up?
Oh, it's
They're
incredible.
Incredible setup,
and you just
they
waste it. You
waste. It's a waste.
Go.
And they've had so many chances to not waste it, and they just waste it.
Iowa.
I'd like
Have
to
they
say,
settled their? But by the way, this is the fan
They
base.
probably gave
This is
up.
the fan base that called me racist for saying.
I hate that they called you racist.
Yeah, they called me racist because I said I hate that we lost to the slowest, whitest team in the Big Ten. Have they settled all their racism lawsuits within their program?
I would assume there was
Where-
probably a little.
Dozens, maybe hundreds of players have had problems with the way they've been
I
treated.
think they probably had a little something like they met and they were like, "We'll settle here."
I hate that they try to get your wife fired too.
I have one more hate thing, but I might save it for when we're sitting there if we ever go there.
Mississippi State.
There's
Boy, I
nothing to
those.
hate about Mississippi
I
State.
fucking hate those cowbells.
There's nothing to hate about Mississippi State.
You know, you talk about hate
You
week.
love them. You've told me you love
I
them.
hate them. OG hate week when I got drunk. Remember, because it was pandemic and we were doing it remote, and I started taking all those shots, which I probably shouldn't have done.
Shouldn't it do?
Shouldn't have do. That's what they would talk like Mississippi State. Shouldn't have do that.
Oh,
Shouldn't have do that. Shouldn't have do that.
Texas.
Shouldn't have. Way more articulate. Those cowbells, and I've said this a million times, so if you're just now hearing this rant for the first time, congratulations,
They're
you're brand
beautiful.
new. Nobody on the planet actually enjoys the sounds of cowbells, because I've been in that stadium, I've sat with you, I've been on the sidelines, I've been everywhere. They give you so big of a headache, and I don't
Pussies.
care. No, they're not. You, Mr. Headache himself. Mr. Headache himself.
His migraines.
Mr.
You're taking
Headache,
shots at somebody's medical condition?
No.
Oh my
It's a
God.
medical
I feel bad for you.
condition.
I feel bad for you. By the way, I have your medicine in my purse. I feel bad for you, but you can't tell me that the constant ringing of, well, there's only like 40,000 people in that stadium, so at least there's not over
62.5.
Oh, excuse me. At least there's not over 100 like everywhere else in the SEC. The cowbells ringing in your ears doesn't hurt your head. It hurts everybody's head.
He got used to it because he's a man.
I'm a fucking man.
Yep.
Travi?
You know, you have to say something that you don't like about Mississippi State.
There's no.
I have an idea.
I don't have to. What? We didn't pass that rule. Just because you hate Texas A&M, don't make me hate
love
Mississippi
Texas
State.
A&M, but at least I'm self-aware.
Go.
West Virginia.
I'll tell you, you know who's wasting things. We're talking about Colorado wasting things. We talk about Vanderbilt wasting Nashville. You got fucking country roads. You got the song. We ought to be watching a full stadium on ABC every Saturday night singing "Country Roads, Take Me Home
But you know
to
why
a
they're not?
place I belong."
Whoa.
West Virginia.
You know why they're not, though? And this is why I can't hate on that as much. Because they're outside partying. And you want to talk
We
about...
outside.
You want to talk about places that have, like, changed my mind. Like, I realize I've only been to Madison once. I've also only been to West Virginia once.
Yeah.
And that show was impeccable because these people are... I mean, granted, I don't
they're
want anything
nuts.
to do with it. But, like, taking beer bongs out of animal heads, like, they fucking party.
Oh, I'll say one thing about West Virginia. This isn't really hate, but could we not have found a flatter place to put that university? Well, I walked around that fucking campus. It is hill after hill after hill after hill. And I said, "Where's the stadium?" They said, "Well, it's only about a tenth of a mile that way." I couldn't see it because there's fucking hills everywhere, and my fat ass hated it.
Did you get a headache?
No, but remember those titties?
Of course I do. There was also a fully naked man there.
Oh, I forgot him. Yeah.
And you know what else came from that trip at West Virginia?
What?
The you digging for worms. That's the original digging for
Oh
worms
yeah, when I was
video.
sitting out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, go.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh fans have been pretty annoying as of
You
late.
you guys are a rare breed in college football. Not a rare breed, but you're a common breed. You're a breed that as soon as you taste the nectar of success, you act like you've been eating it your entire life. Last year was awesome. Last year was good. But when I say I don't think Pitt's going to be as good, I'm not a hater. I don't hate you. I'm not stupid. I'm not dumb. I'm not ignorant. I'm just telling you what I think. And I think Pitt's going to be about the same they've been my entire life, which is mediocre to pretty good. Last year they were elite. I just don't see it again. Don't act like you are owed elite from everybody.
Fair.
Michigan.
We just now got to Michigan.
Yep.
There's a lot of schools, Brandon.
Whew. We just now got to Michigan. The helmets are ugly. And that is the official unnecessary roughness stance. The helmets are ugly.
No, they're not.
And also, I've got a lot of people, Michigan fans calling the Brandon Walker College Football Show saying now that Michigan owns Ohio State again, 1-9 over the last 10 ain't ownage, buddy. It is not.
That's where I was going to go. That's what I hate that Michigan finally beat Ohio State last year, and now it's like if you talk about Ohio State owning Michigan, like you hate them. Like Jack and I were on the right side of history with that last year, but you can't say you own them when Jim Harbaugh just hadn't done it his entire tenure.
Go.
Missouri.
I also hate khakis. No offense.
Fake SEC. It's not real. It's Mizzou. It's just, what are you supposed to do with
There's
them?
no more boring program in the country. Maybe state. Is there anything more boring than saying Missouri football out loud?
No.
Mizzou.
Columbia also stinks.
And Coach Drink doesn't even believe he's doing well there. And why do you guys think Missouri's just? Were they the original safe spaces?
Well,
Is that where safe spaces came from?
Well,
Remember
they had the situation with
they had
they had
professor?
they had a lot of
No, they had a
different
lot of
things.
problems. They had a lot of racial issues for a while. Also, I'm going to say bad color combination too. Yellow and black, and I know that's probably better than orange and black, but that's another one where I see.
Remember when they were doing construction in the middle of the football season on their stadium?
Oh yeah.
Don't know.
Also,
SEC teams don't do that.
Also-
who are you, San Jose State?
Also, SEC teams don't just have a big ass hill with nobody on it in the end zone.
Yes.
You guys got
Virginia shit.
You just got that's Virginia. That's high school shit. That's what you see at the state 4A championships in West
Yeah.
Virginia. You don't see it in fucking SEC stadium.
We got this 5-star from West Virginia. He's pretty good.
I fucking hate that they won the East 1 year
Twice.
or twice.
And it was
excuse me.
so boring.
It was so boring, and they think, and this is coming from my angle, but I also believe it from your angle. You're an old SEC guy, that they think they're a better fit in the SEC than we are. Get the fuck out of here! No, you're not.
Go.
Yeah.
Washington State.
Really scraping the bottom of the barrel here, aren't we? No. Not to get political.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Brandon.
that was fucked up. But that was more
That
of a
was
state.
fucked up. That was fucked
mistake.
up. That was fucked up.
That was fucked up.
We're gonna fire a guy for not getting a vaccine.
Yeah, no, that was fucked up.
Probably doesn't even work. We're firing a guy.
Brandon.
Yep.
No, I'm
No,
just
no,
saying.
facts.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. We're firing a man because he didn't. Yeah, he's gonna. You know what? He's gonna win a lot of money.
Yeah, he probably
And the
will win.
CDC just released new guidelines that pretty much detail that you don't really even need it.
Yeah,
anymore.
no, it's just not.
And he had a good football team
Washington
too.
State fired a guy for not getting a shot.
It was the state's rule.
You want to suspend him? Whatever.
It was
Suspend
the
him until we
state's
figure
rule,
it out.
though. It was the state's rule. I'm gonna put
Washington State did it.
I know,
Well,
but it
they
was the
had
state's
to.
rule.
It's
They
the state
had to.
school.
I know.
All right, go.
Georgia Tech.
What happened?
What? Yeah. Why? You're,
Well, yeah.
What happened?
You had one thing.
You want to talk about wasting an
Yes.
advantage? You want to talk about wasting?
yeah.
This is the all-time fumbling the bag of an advantage.
You had
Nashville's
one
fine.
thing.
There's not a better pond to fish
Yes.
in than Atlanta, Georgia, and Georgia Tech just goes hunting. They don't even try to fish. They don't even. Georgia, everybody else comes in, gets the players, and Georgia Tech doesn't do shit about it.
No, I do agree with that. I was gonna say you had the triple option, right? You were known as the triple option, and then you get away from it. Like, what do you have now?
I don't mind them getting away from it, but at least go to something. They just bring in Jeff Collins, who doesn't even know how to spell Jeff, and he's supposed to do things. He has been awful, terrible. Like, what are they? What are you trying to be? I have no idea.
Like, you had one thing that was cool, and now you don't have that, and you're just nothing.
Well, they have the oldest stadium in the country, and they have. Can I say low key real quick? This is hate week. Never mind. Go.
USC.
We just got to USC too.
Well, he's going all over the map.
By the way,
here.
USC. I know it feels good. It feels awesome. You got the new coach. You got the new quarterback. You got the new
Smells
everything.
good, fresh car
Oh,
smell.
it's fantastic. It's great. But when you start looking at that fresh car, the Carfax might be telling you some things that you really ought to know. Like this guy, this savior, never had a defense worth a shit. Was soft as baby shit. Has a team. He never puts a team out there that's tough. You might catch a lot of ass whippings when maybe you go to the playoff. Maybe you win the Pac-12. Lincoln Riley doesn't know how to be tough. He doesn't know how to be physical. He doesn't know how to be defensive. You might get a car with some bad Carfax. That's all.
USC is the biggest brand on the West Coast, and no matter how good they get, they will not have a stadium full of fans because people in California don't give a shit, and I hate that.
All right, we have some news items we got to get to, and then we got to finish the show.
Well, we have part 2 coming.
This is Hate Week. There will be part 2
1
coming.
Yes, this is just part 1.
Part 1. So I don't know if we'll get to all the other teams. We'll have a couple of other activities. AP Top 25 released on Monday. I'm going to bang out this news real quick. AP Top 25 came out, and I don't think there's any surprises. The thing is, and I've realized this, once you get past number 4, you can pretty much call everybody overrated, because I don't know that past the top 4 there's really anybody without a weakness. Like, the top 4 is Alabama, Ohio State, Georgia, Clemson. Clemson, an anomaly based on last year, probably shouldn't be there, but
They still won 10 games.
You have to trust their program, right? They've earned that. So you got Bama, Ohio State, defending national champs, and Clemson. Notre Dame's 5. I think that's way too high for them. But again, who are you going to put there? Because A&M's at 6. I think that's way too high for them. You slide Utah there. I think Utah's got a hell of a dogfight with them with Florida in the first week. Everybody from like 5 to 10, I could say is overrated, but I don't know who you would replace them with.
We talked about this too with Notre Dame, and you said A&M being overrated. I think that they're both top 10 teams. I would put Notre Dame below A&M just because.
But how do you replace them? Like,
I would honestly slide up Michigan. And because their quarterback situation, when we talked about the Big Ten, they have a good quarterback situation. They have a lot coming back. I realize their defense is not going to be as great. Aiden Hutchinson leaving, but they were in the playoff last year, and they are rebuilding. So I would probably slide them up. I would maybe slide Baylor up just because they won the Big 12. I don't think that they'll be there. Oklahoma being 9 with everything that they've had to replace is crazy to me.
By the way, Travis, you can sit if you want, or you can go. Your part is done.
I would slide Michigan State maybe a little
Katie,
bit
come
higher.
take your seat.
Thank you, Travi.
Thank you, Travi. Also, what are you doing
slide
Thursday?
Cincy higher.
Yeah. I might need Mintz for the hate. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. The thing is, I'd like for somebody to figure out the record for most top 25 teams in a season. Most teams that spent at least 1 week in the top 25, because I think we might challenge it this year. Outside of the top 4, I think I can make a case for everybody from 5 to 25 falling out at some point. Like Notre Dame, really tough schedule. Texas A&M, I just don't see it with them yet. I think they're a year
think they'll
away.
fall out of the
I think they're a year away. I think they could lose 4 games. So, yeah, I think it's possible. Like, everybody there. Could I see Oregon bottoming out with a new coach? Yes. Could I see Oklahoma State? Could I see NC State? Could I see USC? Maybe not USC because I think it's soft enough out there. Maybe not Michigan State. But the rest of them?
Pitt for sure.
The rest of them, I think there's a wide gap. Like, Miami's ceiling is like top 5, and their floor is top 40.
I think that, and I know, Texas had the losing season. I feel like Texas could, I almost want Texas to be ranked in the top 25 going into the season because it gives them a little bit of like.
They will rise up quickly.
Yeah, I think Tennessee will rise up quickly. I could see Cincinnati falling out, but I could also see them rising.
Texas is going to do something interesting. Let me tell you what Texas is going to do. Texas is going to start unranked, right? And then they're gonna win their week 1 game. They'll be 25 or 24. They're going to lose to Alabama, and they're not going to drop a bit. I think they'll lose, and they might even rise if they play well. So there you go. We'll be talking about
Kentucky,
the AP top 25.
I can see fall out.
So I talked about it briefly, but Miles Brennan has retired from football. Forget about the Miles Brennan part. That means that Jalen Daniels is going to be their starting quarterback, which I don't
figured was going to happen.
Yeah, because you don't go to Arizona State and get that guy if you're not going to make him the starter.
And again, Miles Brennan's been the next guy for 10 years.
Miles Brennan now, is this the last we ever see of Miles Brennan, or does he transfer somewhere else?
I think he's done.
Says that, but I don't know.
Jack had a great point when we were talking about this. Like, he's probably long graduated by now. Like, he's been there forever. He's probably just like, you know what? Like, I'm just done with this now. Like, I'm just done.
It's fucking done. All right.
Like, let's go to the real world.
Continue. All right. So Texas took a couple of bad injuries. You've got so we have Isaiah Nayar, is that how you say it? And then an starting offensive lineman, which they do not. I think they could absorb the loss of a starting wide receiver, but I don't know that they can absorb many losses of starting offensive lineman. Junior Angelau, offensive guard, out.
So only
for the
one
season.
starter is back on the offensive line now.
Yeah, no, it's not good. Their offensive line situation is a problem, and I'm hoping that just average play will help them win games, but it's going to be hard to get that average mark. Now, they have a couple of 5-star freshmen that they hope can catch on quickly, but you don't want a veteran out at a weak spot.
I know it's a double-edged sword because you obviously need to have like gameplay type atmospheres in camp and in two-a-days. But when you lose, and this is true obviously in the NFL too with preseason, it's like when you lose guys right now and you could potentially lose them for a good chunk of the season, that fucking sucks. And I don't know what the answer is because you do need to replicate.
Well, there is
that,
no answer. I mean,
but it's like that. It's
just part of the game.
I know it sucks. It sucks.
All right, continue. Is that about all we got?
Yeah, that was the biggest.
All right, there's your news. There's your little bit of hate week. Hopefully that's enough hate to pass you by until we get back. We'll have a couple of different twists on hate week when we come back.
And I think that, per usual, we'll ask you for your hate.
Yeah, we will ask you for your hate. And
Part 2.
I got a couple of ideas for Thursday that we're gonna marinate on.
I love a good hate.
Anyway, that's part 1 of Hate Week. We'll be back on Thursday. That's Unnecessary Roughness.